Alrighty, we've made it to our second game of Jeopardy for the Nintendo Wii, in which so far, in only one game, I have accumulated $100,001. Are we going to win more? We shall find out in a bit. $100,000 and a buck. So $100,001.
Welcome to Jeopardy, everyone.
Easy difficulty, of course.
This is Jeopardy!
I'm ready.
Today's contestants are... Player 1, Player 2, Player 3, and now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's go to work in the Jeopardy round. The first round of play today has these categories for you. The Animal Kingdom.
Alright.
Historic Munich. Ain't we got pun? I need more space. Party. And in the bookstore.
And we got pun 1,000.
All right, let's get back. Punning on Glenn Miller. A 1985 film with Gina Davis as a vampire was called This 65000. Let's hear it, Player 1. Use the Wii remote or press the corresponding direction on the plus control pad. And then press the A button to select. Sorry, that's wrong.
Oh, no, not a good start.
Any other takers?
I think I might have figured it out, but it's too late.
Here's what we were looking for. Transylvania.
Oh, Transylvania, okay. Animal Kingdom 1,000?
Please pick again, Player 1. The Hirola is also known as the four-eyed species of this African ungulate. Player 1?
What is an antelope?
Good. Good. Back on the plus side.
Yay.
You get to pick again, Player 1.
Historic Munich 1,000?
In the 16th century, Munich was a center of the German phase of this movement against Protestantism. Yes, Player 1.
What is a Counter-Reformation?
Yes.
In the bookstore 1,000? Or I need more space 1,000?
Player 1. Back. This 1956 film was a sci-fi version of The Tempest. Robbie the Robot was inspired by Ariel. Okay, Player 1.
What is Forbidden Planet?
Yes.
In the bookstore 1,000?
Player 1. Appropriately, Part 3 of this 1953 novel is Burning Bright.
What is Fahrenheit 451?
It's Player 1. That's correct.
Party 1,000?
Select again. In Mexico, a quinceañera is a girl's coming-of-age party on this birthday.
What is her 15th?
Okay, Player 1. Right.
And we got pun 1,000? Or we got pun 8,
Player
sorry.
1. 8 months pregnant, Jolie Fisher did a cabaret act entitled From Here to This.
What is maternity?
Player 1. That's correct.
Animal Kingdom 8?
We return to you, Player 1. This large prickly rodent gets its name from the French for spined pig.
What is a porcupine?
Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. You again, Player 1. The Summer Olympics in Munich in this year were sadly marred by terrorism and tragedy.
What is 1972?
Yes, Player 1. Good.
Need more space 8?
Choose again, Player 1. This TV series wasn't about the Swiss Family Robinson, but the Space Family Robinson.
What is Lost in Space?
Let's hear it, Player 1. That is
In
correct.
bookstore 8?
Player 1. In a Stephen King book, writer Paul Sheldon is weary of this title heroine he created.
Who is Carrie?
Okay, Player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we wanted. Misery.
Oh, okay. Party 8.
Player 1. Oktoberfest is a 16-day party held every year in this Bavarian city. It's Player 1.
What is Munich?
Correct.
And we got pun 6.
You again, Player 1. About comparing a pair of Beatles, a punchline in Master and Commander is, choose the lesser of two these. Player 1.
What are weevils?
That's it.
Animal Kingdom 6.
We return to you, Player 1. The hermit type of this animal can twist its abdomen to one side, so it tucks neatly into its home.
What's a crab?
Yes, Player 1. Right.
Need more space 6.
Please pick again, Player 1. Now available again, Quisp, which has a space alien mascot, is a type of this breakfast food.
What is a cereal? Breakfast
Okay,
cereal?
Player 1. Yes.
Historic Munich 6.
Player 1. In 1634 and 1635, this deadly contagion devastated Munich, killing more than 1/3 of its residents.
What is the bubonic plague?
Yes, Player 1. Hey, you're right.
Let's have it in the bookstore 6.
Select again. It's the Daily Double. And you're in the lead now. Give us a lead, Player 1.
5,817.
And the Daily Double clue. The Devil in the White City examines murder, magic, and madness at the 1893 World's Fair in this U.S. city.
What is, oh God, what is Chicago?
You have maintained
All
your
right!
lead. There you go. You get to pick again, Player
Animal
1.
Kingdom, and we got pun 2.
A scholarly paper on punning restaurant names was titled, Do Drop In, and This Vegetable Entertain You.
What is lettuce?
It's Player 1.
Call from Spam.
Yep.
I'm not answering that call.
Choose again,
And we got
Player
pun
1.
4.
Call from
A presidential exhibit at the National Postal Museum was called This to the Chief.
What is mail?
Player 1. You are correct.
Animal Kingdom 4 or Animal Kingdom 2?
Player 1. The Norway type of this infuriating rodent actually originated in Asia.
And I can talk to you.
Let's hear it, Player
We
1.
get a hold of any adult we can. The reason for the call is that National
What is a
Coalition
gerbil?
of Police and Troopers is having their fundraiser. Many police officers get
Anyone
killed
else?
in the line of duty every year while protecting our communities and our neighborhoods. And sadly, families and children of these
Player
police
3.
officers often get left behind.
Rat, yeah.
This
That is correct.
elect lawmakers who protect the benefits of
Player
families of
3,
any
back to you for our next selection. The eyes of these croaking critters usually bulge, but they retract and push down on the mouth to help in swallowing.
What are frogs?
It's Player 1. Good for you.
What?
Player 1, pick again.
Historic Munich 2.
On Munich's coat of arms, you'll find one of these religious figures who originally settled the city and gave it its name. Let's hear it, Player 1.
What is a monk?
That's right, way to
Historic
go.
Munich 4.
Select again. Munich's motto used to be Die Weltstadt mit Herz, the world city with this.
What is heart?
Yes, Player 1. You got it.
Need more space 2.
You again, Player 1. At KFC, you can lunch on chicken. At KSC, this place, you can lunch with an astronaut.
What is space camp?
Okay, Player 1.
Kennedy Space Center, I mean?
Yeah, good.
Or space 4?
Player 1. Back. This Mattel doll became an astronaut in 1965, perhaps inspiring the young Sally Ride.
Who's Barbie?
It's Player 1. Right you are.
In the bookstore 2.
You get to pick again. The Teammates by David Halberstam chronicles the friendships of Ted Williams and others on this team. Okay, player one.
Who are the New York Yankees?
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the response we were looking for. The Boston Red Sox.
Oh, okay. 400.
We return to you, player one. John Grisham switched gears with Skipping This Holiday, about a couple who want to skip the consumerism.
What is Christmas?
Yes, player one. That is correct.
42.
Player one. Paper gifts are the traditional gifts at the party for this anniversary of a married couple.
What's the first?
Player one. Right.
4.
Please pick again. The British passed 1774's Intolerable Acts to punish Massachusetts for a party in its harbor.
What is Boston?
Let's hear it, player one. You got it.
Now the last clue.
And we'll wrap up the board with this clue. It's the beverage that would be most appropriate at the wild, riotous bacchanalia we've got planned.
What is wine?
Player one. Good.
There we go. 18,817 at the end of the Jeopardy round.
Player two is in third place, which means, of course, player two will select first in Double Jeopardy. Clues are worth $400 to $2,000 in these categories. NBA nicknames, Bible heroes, turn, 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 assassin and victim. What the H? Note the quotation marks. And the southernmost nation. Player two, you're in last place, which means you get to select first in Double Jeopardy. On January 10th, 2010, this island republic was struck by a devastating earthquake.
What is Haiti?
It's player one. Right.
Assassin and Victim 2000.
Choose again, player one. Yigal Amir, 1995. Let's hear it, player one.
Who is Yasser Arafat?
No. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. Yitzhak Rabin.
Yitzhak Rabin. Okay.
You get to pick again,
Model
player
years
one.
2000?
In Judges, he said, "With the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men." Yes, player one.
Who is Samson?
That's correct.
All right.
Player one, back to you for our next
Okay,
selection.
next to-
Hondo. Okay, player one.
Hondo. Who is Jerry Lucas? Or John Havlicek. Let's go with him instead.
That's right. Way to go.
I think I did.
Select again.
Southernmost nation 2000.
Mongolia, Malta, Malawi.
What is Malawi?
Yes, player one. Correct.
Southernmost 16.
Player one, back to you. Portugal, Papua New Guinea, Pakistan.
What is Papua New Guinea?
Okay, player one. That is correct.
Southernmost 12.
Please pick it. Syria, Suriname, Sweden.
What is Suriname?
Let's hear it, player one. You correct.
Southernmost 8.
Player one. Nepal, Nicaragua, Norway.
What is Nicaragua?
Player one. Yes.
Southernmost 4.
We return to India, Indonesia, Iran.
What is Indonesia?
It's player one.
Turn 2000.
Player one. Named for the sea between Southeast Europe and Asia, this 21-inch long bird is one of the largest kinds of tern. Okay, player one.
What is the Caspian turn?
Yep.
What the age 2000?
You again, player one. Used in marching bands, it's a large bass tuba that encircles the player's body. Let's hear it, player one.
What is a harmonium?
That's not it. Any other takers?
Oh, boy. Oh, pulled a muscle in my neck. Had a crick in my neck.
Here's the correct response. The helicon.
Oh, helicon. Oh, okay.
Choose again, player one.
Let's have Assassin and Victim 16.
Leon Czolgosz, 1901.
I had a crick in my neck.
It's player one.
Who is Nicholas II?
No, that's not right.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Oh, my neck. My neck. Ow. I pulled a muscle in my neck.
We're talking about William McKinley.
Oh, William McKinley. Oh, okay. Got it.
Select again.
16.
When Jesus saw this tax collector and first gospel writer, he told him to follow me.
Who is Matthew?
Player one? Hey, you're right. We return to you, player one. Mr. Clutch. Yes, player one.
Mr. Clutch. Who is Jerry West?
That's correct. Player one. Terns eat insects, small fish, and this type of arthropod, whose name comes from the Latin for hard-shelled ones. Player one?
What are mollusks?
Nope. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, player two.
Crustacean, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Choose again, player two.
What the H8?
It's the HT in HTTP and HTML. Okay, player one.
What is hypertext?
Yes.
H16?
Player one. Back in the 18th century BC, he wrote down his famous list of do's and don'ts. Let's hear it, player one.
Who is, Hannibal? Or no, BC. BC, who is Homer?
Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. Hammurabi.
Oh, Hammurabi, okay.
Player one, back to you for our Olympic event won twice by Jackie Joyner Kersey.
What's the heptathlon?
It's player one. Yes.
Assassin and Victim 12.
Please pick again, player one. Nathuram Godse, 1948. Player one?
Who is Indira Gandhi?
Oh, sorry.
I'm not doing too well in this category.
Anyone else? Here's what we were looking for. Mohandas Gandhi.
Oh, the other Gandhi. All right. Bible
Player
Heroes
one.
12.
Pick it. Answer. The first of the two daily doubles. You are currently in the lead.
14,000.
So what's your wager? Here is your daily double clue. In Luke, he is quoted as saying, I indeed baptize you with water, but one mightier than I cometh.
Who is John the Baptist?
That puts you even further ahead.
Bible Heroes 8.
You again, player one. Goliath mocked him, saying, Am I a dog that thou comest to me with staves?
Who is David?
Okay, player one. Yeah, good for you.
Bible Heroes 2 or 4.
You get to pick again. At the burning bush, God told him he was the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Let's hear it, player one.
Who is Noah?
Any other takers? It's player 2. No, that's not right.
I know it now.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, player 3. Good. Player 3, pick again. MJ.
It was Michael Jordan.
Player 1. Right you are.
NBA nicknames.
We return to you, player 1. Answer, the second daily double. And you have the lead.
9,000.
What are you going to wait? Okay, here is the clue. Sir Charles.
This is Charles Barkley.
You have maintained
And I
your
did well on
lead.
all the daily doubles. Sesame
You
Victor
again,
4.
player 1. Marcus Junius Brutus et al., 44 BC.
Who's Julius Caesar?
Yes, player 1. That's it.
Sesame Victor 8.
Please pick again, player 1. James Earl Ray, 1968.
Who's Martin
It's
Luther King
player
Jr.?
1. Correct.
NBA nicknames 8.
Player 1. Pistol Pete. Let's hear it, player 1.
Who is Pete Darcy?
Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else?
I'm not doing too well.
We're talking about Pete Maravich.
Oh, okay.
Player 1. Like a loon's, a tern's feet have this feature. Yet terns are not notable swimmers.
What is webbing?
Okay, player 1. Good for you. You get to pick again. The sooty tern is about 16 inches long, with a white forehead, and is otherwise this color above and white below.
What is...
Let's hear it, player 1.
What's black?
That's right, way to
That's
go.
last clue.
And we'll wrap up the board with this clue. This geographic tern's 20,000-mile trip gives it the longest migration of any bird. It's player 1.
What is Arctic tern?
Correct. All 3 of you will participate in Final Jeopardy right after this. We've got the Final Jeopardy round here for you, and today it features this category. Musical history.
All right.
So, what's your wager?
46,984.
Each direction on the plus control pad represents a different response. Press a direction to select an answer. Now it's time for the Final Jeopardy clue, and here it is. It's the nursery rhyme that inspired the title of a famous musical based on a 1913 George Bernard Shaw work. What did you put as your response?
You put Humpty Dumpty. That's wrong.
And that will set you back.
Everything. So you wind up with nothing this game.
And your response?
Georgie Porgy. That's wrong too.
And that will lose you.
Nothing. So you stay at 1,200. All right.
Did you come up with the correct response?
I picked London Bridge.
And this correct response will add how much to your score?
So that gives me another $100,000. $1.
This makes you our new champion, player
For a
one.
2-game winnings total
So
of $200,000, $2. And I'll see you all for that next video.
Thanks for playing, everybody. See you next time.
I'll see you all next time for that next video.